Hi, good evening. My name is Aparicio. I'm a police sergeant in the state of Arizona. Currently, I supervise a group of police officers who investigate vehicular crimes and specialize in DUI enforcement. In 2014, the Arizona Department of Transportation did a study and found that every 34 hours someone dies in the state of Arizona because of an alcohol-related collision. In 2013, NHTSA, which is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, did a study, and they determined that alcohol-impaired fatal collisions killed someone every 52 minutes. So that's one time every hour, 24 times a day. In the year 2013, someone died because someone else was driving while impaired. These are upsetting deaths and very tragic because they're 100% preventable. The choice to drive impaired is your choice, and you control your choice. When I say driving under the influence, which is for here in Arizona, or DWI, which is driving while impaired, I want to break that down so everybody understands what I'm talking about. Driving is self-evident. We all do that here in the room and those at home in the audience. Impaired, if we go to dictionary.com, the definition of impaired is not properly functioning or inadequate. We know that alcohol impairs your judgment and your physical abilities to drive. Drugs, whether they're legal or illegal, also do that. You know as adults what the effects of alcohol and drugs are, so I'm not going to focus on what they do or how they impair you because there's multiple factors that each person it affects them differently because of their age, their weight, the way they metabolize alcohol and their drugs. What I am going to focus on is the consequences and the dangers of driving while impaired. Does anybody know what a consequence of driving while impaired is?
Death. Jail.
Death and jail. Death is the first one that I'm going to talk about, and that's because it's the most drastic, it's the most instantaneous, and it's the most unforgivable. Once you've crossed that threshold and you die, you don't come back. There's no restart button, there's no game over, and you restart again. That impact that it has on not only you, but your family and the community is significant. I've been a cop for over 10 years, and one of the most tragic stories that I can remember is there was a father, Hispanic immigrant, that was going to pick watermelons with his family. He had 3 young children with him. He had been drinking prior to driving. He drove to the watermelon patch and was drinking there and was driving home. He hit a large bump in the road, causing the vehicle to flip, and all 3 children were ejected and killed. They found out that the alcohol and the speed were a direct factor that caused that family to die that day. The other one that you mentioned is prison. Prison is significant because it costs you not only money, but time. It embarrasses you, your personal life, and your family. And the other thing is DUI is costly. It costs about $1,500 your first initial DUI, and that's just in court fees alone. You can go to azcourts.com and look at the fine schedules, and it'll tell you for first offenses, second offenses, and third offenses what the penalties are. Here in Arizona alone in 2014, there were 30,000 DUI arrests. What are we going to do to solve this problem? The main issue and the main solution is education. And it's me and you educating others on the steps they can take to prevent DUI, because it is preventable. The first thing is to plan ahead. You know that alcohol affects your judgment, and that's the first thing to go when you start drinking or taking drugs, whether legal or illegal. So you need to plan ahead, get a designated driver, and prepare for the night prior to it happening. If you're unable to do that or get a designated driver, what you need to do is arrange for a pickup or a ride. There are several apps out there, Uber, Lyft, that'll come and pick you up. Uber's run a special the last year. They'll pick you up, and your first ride is up to $20 free. You can also pay for a taxi. There are multiple options out there. You can also use public transportation. I read an article on azcentral.com where the director of the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety was describing that Valley Metro, which is a local public transportation company, Crown Crescent Distributors, which owns Coors, got together and provided rides last year, and they have been doing it since 2013 for New Year's Eve. And they've given nearly 60,000 people rides on New Year's Eve just here in Arizona. Designated drivers also save thousands of lives because, can we stop that? Just cancel that one thing, I skipped the whole sentence.
Okay, keep going. I'll crop it out.
You can also use public transportation. Designated drivers here in Arizona save thousands of lives. There was an article on ArizonaCentral.com in which the director of the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety described a program where Crescent Crown Distributors, who owns Coors, along with Valley Metro, which is a public transportation company here in Arizona, teamed up, and since 2013 up to last year, they provided free rides on New Year's Eve. And there's been 60,000 people that have taken advantage of that program. Looking online, you can also go to AAA.com, and they have something called a Tipsy Tow. Well, they'll provide a free tow for you and your vehicle within a 10-mile radius of when you call them during their special service periods. And their special service periods include the Super Bowl, Memorial Day, and 4th of July. Driving drunk is selfish, and it's 100% preventable. You know, after listening to me, what the causes of fatal collisions are, and you have the ability to prevent those. I expect everyone here, everyone listening, to pre-plan their events when they go out to a family function or party where they know that they'll be drinking in order to save their lives. I want to thank you for your time and your patience. And I would also ask that you use your social circles and social contacts to educate those around you of the dangers and consequences of drunk driving. You have two choices after listening to me. You can become the problem, or you can help solve the problem. And for my family's sake, I hope